Mr. Charlie Woods. The world's been talking about this little kid, so let's take a look at his golf swing. You'll notice in the setup it's very similar to Tiger's in the fact that his shoulders are open relative to his feet line. I would venture to say that Charlie is doing this in an effort to try to get the club a little bit more on top of the plane, as does Tiger. So from the setup to takeaway, you'll notice there's not really much to say about here. The hips have started to open up. The club head is in line with the hands there. But I do want you to notice from this position here into the top of the backswing, just watch his right hip pocket on his pants. There's not really a whole lot of hip rotation at all going on there, but obviously it's not really an issue. It would only be an issue if those hands didn't get deep enough or behind him enough and he would need to add in some hip rotation. But if he were to add in some more hip rotation here, all that would do is move the arm structure more behind him and get him more trapped underneath. Something very similar to Colin Morikawa's move from this position here to that position there. Those hips don't really move. However, what is very different to Colin Morikawa's swing is that his wrist angle here, his lead wrist angle and the club face alignment is a lot different. Charlie's is a lot more open relative to Colin's. And the reason why is that Charlie doesn't have as much speed as Colin, and so having a closed club face would not be necessary, as he would struggle to get it up in the air. So his slightly open face is going to be a matchup for his speed. So in the downswing, you'll notice that those hands work quite far behind him and that lead arm gets a little bit trapped underneath him. That's why I say I would imagine that he's trying to set up with those shoulders a bit open just to offset that sort of move he has in the downswing where he gets those hands working behind him. That club shallows unbelievably well, almost too well, and that club gets a little bit stuck underneath there. You see that the club head is behind the hands there. So all of that is just influencing a path that's going to be more in to out, and obviously Charlie's going to struggle with slightly overdraws possibly, but for a kid to be in this position is absolutely nothing wrong with that, as once he gets a bit stronger and a bit quicker with everything, he'll be able to rotate his body open a bit faster and get those hands to work out a bit more, where the club will still be shallow, but it won't be so shallow that he'll get stuck underneath it and hit little push draw or too much of a push draw hooks. But other than that, Charlie's swing is absolutely incredible. It's awesome to see him and Tiger competing, and there's no doubt we're going to see more of this kid in the future.